So these students are writing an essay. An essay is usually 5 paragraphs. That's a lot to just start writing. So you want to have them start somewhere specific. At the conclusion? No. The conclusion says, this is what I just talked about. In an essay, you say, this is what I'm going to talk about. Then you talk about it, and then you say, so this is what I just told you. You're telling them 3 times. So you don't want them to start at the conclusion. You want them to figure out, what am I going to write about? And that's what an outline is. An outline is a guide for writing, even for just a paragraph. What are you going to say? How are you going to say it? In what order are you going to say it? If you start students with an outline, they're going to be much more confident, and their writing is going to be better because they've started with the organization instead of just writing. If you have a student just start writing, it's all jumbled up and their ideas don't connect.
One of the major things about eliciting speaking is asking a question that has more than a yes or no answer. You don't want this. Students aren't going to say anything other than, yes, I like cats, or no, I hate cats. You want more than that. So, do questions are generally just yes or no. Do your parents make you play outside? Yes, no. There's no other information asked for. Is your computer older or newer? That's not a yes or no question, but there are only 2 answers. Older and newer. So you're not getting more information than that one word. However, what is your favorite summer activity? That's asking for a little bit more, saying, I like swimming in the pool, or I like walking outside, and then you can elicit even more information. Well, the first thing to do after finishing a listening task is not look over their worksheets to see how well they did. That's intimidating, and the students are going to be worried. Check with the whole class. Again, you're not going to get many answers because the students have not had time to check with their partner or to look over their work. So one of the best things you can do is allow students to discuss the activity with a partner. Just a simple turn and talk. What did you think? Did you hear this word? That way, your students are much more confident going into a full class discussion. The board is a great assessment tool and a great resource in your classroom. So let your students use it. Have them come on up and write things. Have them draw, play Pictionary. If they use the board, then they're going to see it as a resource rather than just something for the teacher. So that one's out because it's a good thing to do. Use keywords. When you're writing on the board, make sure that what you're writing is useful for your students. Don't just write anything. Plan ahead what you're going to write, or think carefully right before you write it to make sure that your students will understand clearly. Often, students will write anything they see on the board. Now, it's up to you to tell them what they need to write, if that's okay, or if they should only write certain things. But if you want them to write what you're writing, use keywords. That's a great thing to do. So that's not our answer. Learn how to draw. I am not a great artist, so I had to actually practice how to draw things like a banana. Learn to draw stick figures. That way, you're not focused so much on drawing the perfect person. You've just got a person right there. It takes 2 seconds. So learning to draw is great. The one thing you don't want to do when you're using the board is fill it up. You don't want to have stuff here and here and here and here, all the way over here. That's just too much. Your students don't know where to look anymore. If you're done with something, erase it. And there you go. You've got a clean slate. Your students know it's finished, and they can move on. So don't fill the board when you're using it.